Shoebox puppets come in all shapes and sizes, and today I'm gonna show you how to make your very own. Yeah! Hey, what's going on? My name is Michael, and for the past 5 years, I have been an online English teacher. If you've been to my channel before, you'll already know that I love using puppets when it comes to teaching English to my students. Not only are puppets a great way to get your students to come out of their shell, when you're teaching English, it also gives your students another character or another person to chat with during class. Today, I'm going to show you how to make your very own shoebox puppet. Here are 2 examples of a shoebox puppet. I made both of these. Hello! Hi! If you want to see some examples of how I use puppetry to teach English as a second language, I'm going to encourage you to head on over to the Funtime Learning channel on YouTube. Most of the videos are aimed at young language learners, and inside the videos, you'll be able to see me interacting with some of my favorite puppet characters. I ate it.
What?
Sorry.
You ate my breakfast? Michael!
You can find the link to the Funtime Learning channel in the description of this video. Now, let's get down to business. We are gonna make a shoebox puppet today. To make your shoebox puppet, you are of course going to need a shoebox, and for this you can use any shape or size shoebox you want. If you have a shoebox with a lid that opens like this, where it's attached, you're just gonna wanna go ahead and cut the top of the lid off. If you have a box where the lid is separate, then you're already good to go. The first step here is to measure the halfway point between the 2 sides and make a little mark. Once you have a line on both sides, you're just going to take your scissors and cut along that line. Then you'll see that the box kind of naturally wants to bend here. So you're going to go ahead and just fold it in half, like that. And that's essentially what the face of the puppet is going to look like. This is our mouth right here. I'm going to start by making a mouthpiece, and for this I'm going to use a piece of pink crafting felt. Make sure it fits. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to use my hot glue gun and glue it down. Start with just the top at first. There we have it, that's the start of the mouth. You just want to make sure if any parts next to the corners are coming off that you tack it down with a bit of glue. Next we're going to take some black felt and make the back of the throat, and then we'll make the tongue using some red felt. Fold that piece of felt in half. Now we're going to cut out a tongue. And for this, we're essentially cutting out a big heart shape. And that is going to be our tongue. Now we just need to glue these pieces on. Next, I'm going to take a Sharpie marker and just add a little bit of detail to the tongue. And a little bit of shading around the outsides. Not bad. Once the mouth is finished, you're going to want to cover the outside of the shoebox with whatever material you want. You could use construction paper, I'm using green crafting felt, or you could also use something like this. This is a fuzzy fabric that I found on sale at my local fabric store, so this would also work well. So I just did a step when I wasn't recording. But essentially what I ended up doing was tracing this section of the box onto my felt, and then cutting it out. And this is going to be the cover piece for the side of the box. I made it a little bit oversized, just so I have some room to kind of fold it over top of the box like that. But essentially I need 4 of these in total. Now I'm going to glue them onto the side of the box. Oops, my camera actually died during the filming of this part, but after I covered the short side of the box, I went ahead and cut out some longer rectangular pieces, 2 of them, to cover the front, which you can see here. And then I tried to cut a little beard out of the bottom of the material. It didn't work out so well, but that's part of the fun of it, just getting creative and trying to see what works and what doesn't. Next, I'm gonna add some eyes, and for that, I'm gonna use one of these styrofoam balls that I got at the dollar store, and I'm just gonna cut it in half. So I'm gonna hit the back of these with some hot glue, and just press them on. All right, eyes are looking good. Now I'm gonna take a Sharpie and draw on some pupils. Now I'm gonna add some hair and a few other details. For the hair, I just cut out a strip of this fuzzy, furry, fantastic fabric. I wouldn't say it's the world's best haircut, but for a puppet, it'll do. Now let's add some eyebrows. So this is the end product. Turned out okay, and on the back side here, I probably could have mentioned this part a little bit earlier in the video, and it doesn't really matter at what point you do this step, but it is important that you create a strap that goes over top of your 4 fingers, and then on the other side, you're gonna have a smaller strap that goes over top of your thumb. This just helps to give you a little bit of extra control when you're using your puppet, and you can make these straps out of the cardboard lid that you're no longer using. I often put my pinky and my index finger on either side of this little loop. I find that gives me more control. And then my thumb goes on the inside here. And that's how you manipulate the puppet. Hello. I hope you have fun making a shoebox puppet. Thanks for watching. You're welcome. I wasn't talking to you. Oh. As I mentioned earlier, if you want to see me using more puppetry to teach English, please head on over to the Funtime Learning YouTube channel. And if you are an English teacher yourself, you're going to find a lot of video resources over there that you can have your students watch either before, during, or after their English lessons. Thanks a lot for watching.